Hey everybody, Mattsquatch here at the Black Star Canyon area. Source of many mysteries and hauntings over the years here, and strange goings-ons. I could see quite a bit more than the camera's letting on out here in the dark. No trespassing, hunting, weapons, fires. Forbidden by law. Yeah, it's got shotgun holes in it. Sort of an owl. Which isn't surprising because I was out here, some years back with a friend of mine. It was not a paranormal investigation. It was a private investigation trying to recover some lost property from a deadbeat dad kind of a situation. And we were out here looking at some property nearby, and the person I was with, we both just kind of stopped and were like, "Do you hear that?" It was off in a distance. It sounded like the 800-pound owl thing that some people report with Bigfoot. And lo and behold, Black Star Canyon, there's some which the entrance is, I don't know, kind of see some of the reflectors down there. It's closed, and I just wanted to make a quick video. But yeah, Black Star Canyon, it's got its history of hauntings and murders and dead bodies and disappearances going all the way back to the 1800s. It wouldn't surprise me if this was Bigfoot or Dogman territory. It's pretty desolate. It does connect. I mean, the Santa Ana mountain range here connects all the way down to San Diego, practically going all the way down to the Marine Corps base. And even though it's Orange County and close to LA County, millions of people, it doesn't take far to, you can just look at a map to interconnect all this stuff. And it's always curious to me that if you look online, there's all these little nature parks and preserves and hiking trails that are always closed. I've been coming up here for years, and they're all always closed. Oh, no trespassing, can't come in here. And I'm like, well, if they're public lands, if people are supposed to be, have access to it, if our tax dollars pay for it, it's closed for nature preserves, preserves, reserves, whatever you want to call them. And it's always just like, well, what are they trying to protect with barbed wire? And if you go down, we'll do a daytime tour. I did one a while back, Black Star Canyon. There's these ranches, or so-called cattle ranches, where they have a big giant fence with not barbed wire, but razor wire on there, security cameras, and then about 3 feet in from that, there's a big electric fence. And it's like, what are they trying to keep out or in? Especially if it's just some old farmhouses and cattle ranch type stuff. I apologize. I'm actually seeing quite a bit more than you guys are on film, even though it is a pretty dark night. But just heard something off over there. You can't see it, but there's a tree over there. I am by myself. Yes, I am armed. Yes, I am legal to do so. I should have brought my brighter flashlight. Supposed to get a bunch of rain in the next week here. Good time to look for prints after it rains. Yeah, why is all this land closed? Why are there all these areas that show on the map, oh, this is the blah, 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 fill in the blank somebody's name, nature park or regional park or county park, and it's closed. And I've been coming up here, like I said, for years and years, and they've always been closed. It is one of those gates with all the padlocks on them. This fence line here, what I saw years ago here was I was driving along Santiago Canyon Road, which is off to my right over there, and one of those Osprey helicopter things, the tilt rotors with the two big giant propellers on either side, and it's like half helicopter, half plane. It was flying over here very low, so low and paralleling Santiago Canyon. So low that I could see like dudes hanging out of the sides with their helmets on and stuff. And off in this direction where I am, it just touched down and landed. And a few minutes later, another one came by and it touched down and landed, and they took off. And it looked like something out of a movie, like they were dropping off teams or something back here. And I'm like, it's Orange County, and then back towards that way, towards the actual canyon, Black Star Canyon. I know it interconnects to the Cleveland National Forest, and we're actually, as the crow flies, not very far from Riverside County in the National Forest. So I think maybe they dropped them off in the National Forest and they can do that there, but it's like, what were soldiers doing? What were million-dollar aircraft doing there? So something's up, especially with the ranches, with all the big mysterious barbed wire fences and electric fences and all these areas being closed off to the public that are supposed to be public lands, and by permit only, and trespassing you will be arrested. And there's some lights up there on the hill. There's some kind of road to a private research center you're not allowed to go down. It's a private, blocked off, do not go down here. And I've seen it on the maps, and it's just kind of like some county buildings. I just don't want people messing with it. Anyway, it is a little creepy out here. Maybe I'm going to go up the road and stop in another spot. Protected wild lands. Your safety cannot be guaranteed. Interesting disclaimer. No entry, no trespassing. No dogs, no smoking. Scheduled by event only. Wow, this used to be a lot easier to get by. It looks like they redid the fence here. So this area is right next to Peltzer Pine, which is where, this area in here, I won't say exactly, is where I heard the 800-pound owl thing. My companion I was with at the time doing the investigation. This is about a half mile up the road from the Black Star, the main canyon entrance where you can go hiking and stuff. But yeah, this is right where I heard the 800-pound owl, and right before it happened, we were like, something feels weird around here. We both just kind of stopped and looked at each other, and we were, ooh, 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 ooh. The hair stood up on our neck, and like I said, we were there doing a private investigation, not paranormal stuff. It was something completely unrelated, and we're both like, well, I don't think what we're looking for is out here. Let's get going. Yeah, like, why can't I go down this road as a taxpayer in Orange County? Restoration of 28.4 acres of riparian habitat. So they basically just close it for a bunch of years and tell you not to go back there, and that's preparing. It's always, especially in the national forest and everything, very suspicious to me. Even the San Bernardino National Forest and Riverside and Idlewild, Big Bear, all those areas. It seems like there's roads that are open and then they're just inexplicably closed, and they're closed for years. And they say it's for wildlife reclamation, but I think it's, if you look at some of the areas that have Bigfoot reports, they're in the same areas. I think somebody maybe has a sighting, or they're tracking these creatures, and they closed these areas and said, let's just keep people out of there for their own good. Take an idiot like me who doesn't know his own good, but that's another story. There's Peltzer Pines. It's a Christmas tree farm, I believe. I don't know why it's just this big, I guess they sublease it, or the land goes back a long way, but the rest of it's kind of all public lands and stuff. Anyway, creepy area. I'll have to do a daytime hike sometime, going back into Black Star Canyon, maybe at dusk. I'll bring Brian along. He's always good for that kind of stuff. And maybe at dusk and let it get dark and we'll walk back in the dark or something. Like I said, it's supposed to be rainy all next week. Great time for squatching to look for prints. So last time I was here, there was just one of those like bar gates and you could just step under it. But now they've like, I mean, you can get over this really easy, but they've really stepped up and put all this new gate in. I mean, it's like fairly freshly painted, and yeah, they've really stepped it up. Interesting. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna get going. You guys stay safe out there. Always keep an open mind and your eyes open too. God bless.